Hello, 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 and welcome to the new normal. I've come on a bit early today. I'm actually doing this from bed. That's where we're at today. I set up all night on a script, and then I had my PT this morning, and I've been, not all night, but very late, and then I've been working all day. But I've been doing that thing where you type in bed, and I've been working very intensely and very hard. And I thought, do you know what? It's very similar to something that Madonna did in the, I think it was like the 80s, the 90s, In Bed with Madonna, might have been the 90s. Now she does In Bath with Madonna. I'm not going there. There are limits. Mostly because I wouldn't want the phone to get wet, and I wouldn't trust myself not to drop it in. Thank you. These glasses are Trelise Cooper, like my other signature glasses, which have broken. I'm waiting for them to be fixed, but all the opticians have closed. So I don't know if you've heard, but where we are, there's a global pandemic. And we're not allowed out of the house. How is it where you are? Is there a global pandemic in your neck of the woods? Now it's 1 to 6, and that means it's time to introduce Kemah Bob. Let's see if Kemah is there. Is she there? Not yet. But I believe in her. I believe Kemah Bob will be on any second. In the meantime, how was your day? Somebody here says, Zoe says, global pandemic, never heard of it. Someone says, how is social isolation going, Debs? Well, I am an extrovert in a quarantine situation. Someone says, I'm in Spain and it's the worst. Oh, could you tell us what it's like in Spain? If I invite you on, while we're waiting for host live video. Does that mean go live? Go live with Jade, see if she wants to come on while we're waiting for Kemah, because that's so interesting if you're in Spain. I'm waiting. So, hello.
Hi, this
Hi.
is the most weird and crazy thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. Do you understand this right now? Dave, I just need to tell my boyfriend, sorry, that I'm talking to you. Look who I'm talking to right now. It's Deborah Francis White.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Sorry, am I allowed to say fuck?
You are. We are broadcasting on Her Majesty's internet. And I think they've heard that word before on the internet, on the interwebs.
I'm sure they definitely have.
Jade, why are you in Spain?
I live here. I'm a teacher in a private international school, so I live here. And my heart is beating so fast right now.
Well, look, tell us all, because you're in the future there in Spain. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on.
You are so welcome.
The modern world is very odd, isn't it, that I can just press a button and see if you'll come on or not. Jade, tell us what it's like in Spain. You're a Guilty Feminist listener first.
I am such a Guilty Feminist listener. You've got me through some tough times, Deborah.
Oh, Jade, thank you so much. You're in bed too. We're in bed together, Jade.
We are. I never thought you'd say that to me ever.
I mean,
weird.
I feel it was always on the cards, Jade. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's
how
weird.
is it? What's it like?
On my 30th birthday, which was the 14th of March, we were in Malaga, and that was the day that the lockdown got announced.
Wow.
So we were actually in Malaga city centre when it got announced. And basically told, go back to wherever you're staying, everything's shut down. And that was the beginning. I mean, you get fined if you go outside now. When my boyfriend and I take the dogs out, we have to walk separately. You get stopped, you get your passport. Several friends of ours have been fined 300 to 600 euros just for going out without a reason.
Can you go out to exercise or no? Only with dogs?
No, only with dogs, and people are borrowing each other's dogs, which is really funny. I mean, really sad, but you have to see the funny side.
Yeah. But presumably you can't touch the person. You're not meant to touch dogs, are you, in case the dogs have got the virus on them?
No.
I don't think the dogs can catch the virus, but you could touch the dog, I suppose.
Yeah, you can touch it, but yeah, it's just really bizarre. It's just really, really bizarre. I mean, it's just so extreme, like seeing the roads. I mean, I live on the Costa del Sol, so obviously, you know, it's a place where there's a lot of people, but it's just completely dead. It's just another world.
And how long do you expect it to go on, that you're in the situation where you can't leave the house at all?
To be honest, I mean, we were told it was until, like, I'm a teacher, so we were told that it was till after the Easter break, which was about, I think it was like the 14th, but we've been told now by other people we know that it could go on for longer, so it could be after the 14th of April, yeah. And there's a chance I won't be able to go back to work till September as well, so I'm working from home at the moment, which is pretty heavy. Yeah, really.
Wow. And people are tuning in here. Someone says in Argentina, nothing, just grocery shops close to where you live. Other than that, you can't go out. And someone else
Wow.
said in South Africa, you can't even go out with dogs.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you're
So
really shut in. Is the
that's
curve
really,
flattening, though? Is this working?
yeah, I mean, it is working. It is working because, you know, people are listening. People aren't going out. You know, people are not doing anything. But at the same time, we keep hearing all these horror stories about how there's a lot of people still dying. You know, there's a lot of stuff is still happening. So it's hard to say at the moment. It's really hard to say, but we'll see. We will
Well, you're
see.
doing the right thing. Are you feeling mentally well and emotionally well?
It's funny you should say that because I find myself in bed very early in the day, and I never usually am. So yeah, usually I'm very, very active person. So I am finding it, like, if I'm being honest, like a little bit tricky to just be not moving around so much and not busy all the time and not going. I'm doing a lot of Pilates, which is pretty cool. But
I know I'm doing more than usual. I think I'm doing like personal training on Zoom because if I didn't, I would worry I wouldn't get out of bed. I know
yeah,
that's
exactly.
a privilege that I can afford a personal trainer and B, you know, I have good internet and things like that. There are people in much, you know,
Exactly.
in much worse circumstances. But I honestly don't trust myself to get out of bed if I don't have someone waiting for me
Yeah,
because
with
I'm
a
so
purpose, at least.
sociable. Yeah.
Exactly. Just going outside. I'm just always on the go. I don't drive, so I cycle everywhere. And I said to her, I just keep looking outside, looking at my bike, and thinking I can't take my bike anywhere. And it's so sad.
I know. But look, the sooner we do it, the sooner it's going to work.
Exactly.
We're going to save lives, and
We
we will see the outdoors again.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry it's so tough in Spain at the moment. I suspect it'll tighten up here as well, but
I
even
imagine so.
at the moment we've got one legal walk a day, which I am taking every single
Yeah,
day.
I've been following you. I've been following your legal walks.
I mean, I go up to the top of Primrose Hills so you can come with me.
Yes,
Because you're not allowed out without a dog, and probably
exactly.
soon with a dog. But
Yeah.
look, if the government just dropped potatoes at the door and said stay in, and then it'll be over in 3 weeks and fewer people die, I would absolutely do it.
Yeah,
it's not knowing how long it's going to go on that's the scary part.
Exactly. It's the aftermath, isn't it? That's it.
But you know what? It's easier to stay in than be part of the NHS at the moment.
Definitely. Yeah, it really is. And it's just knowing that, you know, you're not one of these people who's not taking the situations for granted, like so many people are, sadly, particularly in the UK. You know, the things I've heard, that some people just aren't taking it seriously, and you know, it's sad. It is sad because it is serious. It's so
we've
serious.
got to take it seriously, and we are. And if you're not taking it seriously, start taking it seriously. Jade, it's so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Do you have an I'm a feminist part that you've always wanted to say?
Oh my god, this is the weirdest situation of my life. My friends and I were going to come and see you in May, you and Alison Spittle from Spain. We sent you an Instagram message, both of us, when we were really drunk, like, let's send her a message.
I don't think I saw it because it goes into my others and I don't always get to that.
Can imagine. And we've been saying so many I'm a feminist books for such a long time. I think one of my favourite ones, because we've got so many and we say them all the time, is I'm a feminist, but I don't do any of the dirty jobs. I don't do any of the dirty jobs.
Do you let him do that?
Let him do that, yeah. But then just don't do them. Just
don't do them. I mean, to be honest, during lockdown, I mean, I do need to clean more because you're meant to keep everything super, super clean.
That's it.
But
I know.
Yeah, and so I might be pushing Tom in that direction quite soon, to be fair. To be totally fair. Do you want to take a screenshot so you can send it to your friends? I'll smile.
I've done one already, but I'm gonna do another one. Thank you.
I'll smile. Have you got it? Did you get it?
Ready? We'll both smile together. 3, 2, 1. To be working. It's not working.
I'll take it. 3, 2, 1.
Yay!
I got it. I'll send it to you on Instagram.
Thank you so much. Yeah, if you could, that would be amazing. I really appreciate
it. Drop into my DMs now and I'll find it, because otherwise I won't be able to find you. Right, I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to see if I can find Kemah. Thanks for telling us how things are going in Spain.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
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 Okay, let's see if Kemah is there now. That was great. We had a correspondent from... There's Kemah. Here's Kemah. She's coming in now. In 3, 2.
Hello.
Hey!
Hey, man.
It's Kemah Bob from Texas. Kemah,
Don't tell anyone.
while we were waiting for you, someone was there from Spain telling us their restrictions were worse. So I just messaged her, and she was a Guilty Feminist fan, so she was very happy and excited because
She was the cutest person we've ever encountered.
Oh,
we
Kemah,
need to protect Jade at all costs.
she was so fantastic. But Kemah, it's so good to see you. But you look so sunny there, and it looks like you're outside. I'm so jealous.
I'm trying to absorb it, Debs. I'm in my Nana's backyard. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Having loads of American flags on the block.
I saw your funny post about that, saying no one disagrees that this is America. That was so funny.
It's out of control. There's a neighbor over there. I can't even show you because it won't zoom enough, and I'm not getting close to it. But they have a Trump flag. Oh my God! A butterfly or something just landed on my phone. It was actually insane. What a moment! I feel like that's.
Kemah, I've missed you so much. We need you back in Camden, but to be honest, you're as close in Texas as you would be in Camden because we couldn't see you anyway.
You know, we'd have to be very socially distant. I'm sorry that was delayed. I was trying to figure out what to do about my flat because we have to move out in May, but I can't move out with my body.
No, not with your body.
It's all sorts of nonsense. So yeah, I was having chats and I was like, moving company, bleach wipes, like it was madness.
Well, look, do you know what? It's so lovely to have you on. And that probably answers the first question. How the hell are you?
Ooh,
Are you coping?
I think I was in denial until like 2 days ago. Like I was being like safe and stuff. But the corona madness of it all, just like the reality that like nothing is happening. Do you know? Like the tours are canceled, like life is canceled. And the realities of like when will I be able to return to the UK? I think a lot of that stuff just kind of punched me in the face the other day. So I'm definitely on the lower side of things.
You know what? I'm just up, down, and sideways. And I think that's perfectly normal. Given this unprecedented historic time, it's absolutely okay to be up, down, and sideways.
It's super weird. I think like, yeah, it's just like, how is anyone dealing? And I thought I was doing a good job because I came here to visit. Like, I scheduled this in November, December when I was being homesick and missing my family. And so I was excited to be able to still make it here and feel a little safe. But I think I was scheduled to originally return today. And so my mental vacation was 2 weeks. And that shit is over.
Yeah. So you would actually like to be back in London now?
I don't know, man, because I'm fucking outside right now.
That's true. That is true, actually. And it's sunny. That's a lot of that. Can I ask you what mental health, emotional health, stability strategies you're using in order to ride this very crazy wave?
Thing out. I'll say not as many as anyone would recommend. I'm in some walking as much as I can, which is about an hour. So I might as well be in London. But yeah, and just kind of trying to stay in touch with people and make sure that the distance and the isolation doesn't actually mean isolating myself. Yeah.
It's so incredibly important to absolutely plug in. Has anything about this episode surprised you, either your reaction or the human race's reaction? So I'm pretty astounded that they've cancelled capitalism. They've paused capitalism to save lives. I'm pretty amazed, honestly.
Not to. They really held out. They really held out. I
Oh,
was
no,
just
they
like,
didn't want to. Texas is not great, though, right? The governor of Texas was saying, frankly, I think our generation should just sacrifice our lives. Not him, obviously, himself. He'll have the hottest doctors and be able to sequester himself away. But he's basically saying, yeah, why don't we just have older people die? Not obviously taking into account, firstly, the value of those people's lives, how much they're loved, that it is not just older people. But he basically said capitalism must continue. How is it being there? And is there anything surprising about Texas?
not surprising about Texas deaths. So what's interesting to me is I've seen levels of people taking it seriously. And let's just say when you pass by the Walmart parking lot at any time of day, you can bet it's gonna be full of cars. And I bet it's not even people buying essentials. I feel like it's just people that want to be outside and need somewhere to go, and everything's closed except the Walmart. People are going to drive-thrus. Oh shit, there's some kind of dog shenanigans. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Why are they so upset?
It's not, maybe they're upset that people are going to Walmart, babe.
Perhaps. I think so. I think they're like, stay inside. My Nana, who is 70 and has diabetes, yesterday she was like, I'm going to the post office. And I was like, what are you doing? So I think people are taking it top down. And when the top doesn't take it seriously enough, then everybody suffers, you know?
Yeah.
So it is interesting seeing folks kind of not take it seriously. I went to the grocery store to get some essentials, some Essies, if you will.
I will.
Yeah, we got to. If we don't come up with lingo in this crisis, what are we doing?
It's hard to know.
If Miss Rona tells us down, if we can't create some fun words in this time, then what are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know what we would be doing. Your Texas accent has come back so much, by the way.
I'm trying to not. If you ask these people, they will tell you that I still sound a bit too UK for them. Like every now and then I'll say something and I'll be like, are you doing okay? And they'll be like, okay. And I'll be like, fuck you.
Most of the time now, like here, I don't really notice that you have a Southern accent at all. It just sounds American to me. But now you're all like Southern hospitality and all. Friday Night Lights, Tim Riggins.
I'm trying to hold on to it as well because I'm like, if I lose my accent, then how will I do voiceover work? I'll just sound like a horrible Brit.
That's my problem. I don't sound British or Australian. I sound somewhere in between. I have no passport.
You're a hodgepodge of accents.
Yes, and they often call for hodgepodge when they paying out for big money for voiceovers. They don't. Do you have any routine at all, Kemah? Is there anything that breaks your day up? Like you go, well, I have to get dressed or I need to do this at 6 o'clock.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was doing some fuck it up live stuff, but I don't feel like it. I don't want to do anything. And I'm hanging out with my Nana, who's been retired for, I think, the last 15, maybe 20 years. And I always love hanging out with her because, like, she stays up late watching TV. She wakes up when she wants, does what she wants. Honestly, I've been aspiring to be retired my whole life. This woman, I love it.
That's a good T-shirt. Every day, the merch store makes a T-shirt based on something you say, something the guest says. I've been aspiring to be retired my whole life.
Just because my Nana, honestly, she's an icon. She's been married 3 times because she doesn't stay in anything that doesn't work. She's an avid traveler, and she's honestly who probably has influenced me to ever move anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been hanging out. I think over the past 2 weeks, I've just been kind of going with the flow of my family. I wasn't even planning to see her or to be at her house. I intended to say hi from outside, but my family has taken this 6, a level of seriously of like 1 to 10. They've taken it 6. And when I
Wow.
showed up outside, I was like, hey, Nana, do you want to go talk in the backyard in the open air and stuff? And she was like, no, you listen to me. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from hugging on you and kissing on you. And I was like, Nana, I just got off a flight. She said, I said what I said. So once they let and I took my shower and I washed my hands, I was like, well, now that I'm here, I'm not going to leave and come back because that seems like the least safe thing. So I've been hanging out for about a week and having a social distance from inside. But yeah, it's all very nervous.
Yeah, I think that with the person you're quarantined with, as long as neither of you are seeing other people, I mean, we're all going to go, like, we're going to lose it if we don't hug or touch anybody ever. And I know there are some people who are completely on their own. But I feel like it's different if I'm quarantined alone than if I'm quarantined with Tom. Quarantined on my own is different from quarantined with Tom, but telling him, stay over there. Hey, people are requesting to meet your Nana. Is she interested?
You know what, gang? I don't know if she has her teeth in, because even though it's like noon something, Nana gets up when she's ready, you know?
Can we meet her another day? Could I do a special episode with your Nana?
I would love that, because what's crazy is I don't know how to describe it, but like if you think I've got personality, you got to meet these folks. Honestly.
Oh, I can't wait.
Honestly.
Let's do a special Kemah's Nana. I'm sure that's not how she identifies. Does she have a name?
She does. Her name is Charles Etta because her dad's name was Charles, and back in the day, you just put an Etta on something. She by Chotzi, if you're her friend. And yeah, she does. She is very proud of being my Nana and my cousin's Nana. She loves being a Nana.
She is going to be the most popular guest we've ever had. When I say Kemah's Nana, people are going to go, we're going to never have more people watching this live. Kemah's Nana.
She visited me in London 3 years ago, and she did an improv show with me.
Oh, why did I not see that?
2-person scenes, and it was hilarious, and she's never done anything like that in her life, and she was so good at it. She's so good at it.
Amazing. Oh, God, I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah, she's a serial narrator. Like, if you watch anything, if you're watching a show and a man, like, goes to the door and there's someone, the murderer's on the other side, she literally says, oh, no, and now he's going to the door, even though there's a murderer on the other side.
I love her. I love her. I'm so dying to meet her. Okay, we audience, we are going to make a time to meet Kemah's Nana. Kemah, we can't meet your Nana today, but is there anything or anyone you want to show us?
I will show you my Nana's yard animals. Okay.
Please.
Yes. So we'll start here with these little this is like some kind of light turtle situation, and we have like some light frogs. They're very precious. She moved from California to Texas, and she brought them with her. And the other day, I accidentally broke one. That was tragic.
Oh, no.
Here we have some more wildlife. We have some turtles going on. They're very serious. And all of what I've shown you up until this point, you know, makes sense for the most part. But then what we have here is some kind of squirrel. And it is strange for me. It has a curly tail. If you heard that, it's very delicate. And I just don't understand why, but I've been having a good time. We're having a good time. Are you Deborah Fisher's wife? Deborah, what is, I'm a feminist. I love nuts.
You look like part squirrel, part deer to me.
It looks so weird. It looks so weird, but they're precious. And she moved them when she moved from California to Texas. She made sure to bring them with her.
I love them. I love them.
Like, honestly.
Can you tell us a dark thought or low moment you've had? Anything bleak?
Oh, can I do bleak? Can I do literally? So my fear that kind of erupted the other day was just, when is my life gonna come back? Or like, you know, it's the uncertainty of all of this is really fucking unsettling, you know, and
Mm.
we know that things are gonna like not go forward, but whenever you get the confirmation, like say they cancel the fringe, and I was already gonna voluntarily not go to the fringe if
Mm-hmm.
it's not safe. I wasn't even gonna go or try to go. But once I got the email, I was like, everything's real. Like it's
Mm.
scary. Or even the idea of having to move out of my flat on May 4th, and the possibility of having to do that with my body and then being trapped in London. And me and my flatmate are having some beef right now. So having to be trapped with someone that I want to murder.
Maybe don't say that on Instagram Live.
That I allegedly want to murder.
Thank you. Um, do you have a piece of online feminism you'd like us to contribute to, babe? Is there anything we can help you with?
You can just love me. I just need love. I think right now, like, connection is so important. And I think everyone can help me by helping themselves, maybe. Do you know what I mean? And staying connected. Like, call your nana. Call your
That is a fantastic piece of online feminism. Call your nana. If your nana's not with us, do you have a mom, a sister, an elderly neighbor? If you have nobody, is there anyone who's alone? Because if some of my friends are quarantined alone, I'm trying to check in with them every single day just to make sure that they're okay, even if it's like 1 second. And I feel like, you know what, when you throw out a rope to someone else, you're holding the other end.
100%. And then
it goes both ways.
Yeah, it's like that. I was trying to do some lives in a similar vibe to this, to kind of just kind of offer something, to put something out there. And it sucks because I don't know if I have actually the energy to sustain that. How are you finding doing this every day?
I'm really enjoying it because of the nature of the show, because it is a discussion about the thing. So it's sort of taking my temperature, and it's also checking in with people. So it's a really lovely thing. And Tom said it really helps him because it bookends the day, because I have personal training on Zoom in the morning and I have this in the evening. And he said it feels like a day because we have a morning appointment, you have an evening appointment. And then after that, you know, we do work on, but at least it feels like the end of the day in some meaningful way. So it's good, but I'm not trying to be like a character. I'm not trying to do comedy, really. It's just like fun. It's funny things happen because I'm a comedian talking to another comedian. So we've had lots of laughs today, but also it's okay. You know what we're like at the Guilty Feminist Gear Shift. We can just be really sad, and I've cried on these. Other people have cried on these. So you know what?
I think it's that kind of like because I think what I want to do and what I feel pressured to do are different. Like, I've been feeling really like I want to get spiritual, you know? And kind of I've been really focused on my mental health, but not thinking about body or spirit. And I used to be really in touch with my spirit, but in ways that don't resonate with me now. So like Texas, I was in like the Southern Baptist Church, amen. And something about that space didn't feel really right for me then, and don't feel right for me now. But it's weird to want to focus on something else and then have people kind of, I don't know, man. I think this time is really about honoring like what you want for yourself moving forward.
Yes, I agree. Are there any habits you will take forward or learnings from this that you think you or society will take to the other side of this when we're past it?
I've walked more in the past week than I've walked in my entire life. Like, before there were restrictions on exercise, I was not doing it, and now I'm like determined.
Me too. Why are human beings so perverse? As soon as we're told we can't do something, I'm like, I will go on my government-sponsored walk, and you better not take that away. I'm like up Primrose Hill every day. Never. You know what I'm like? How often would I get a taxi?
It's madness. I would say when possible.
When
When
possible.
Not when necessary.
When
When
possible. Thank
oh,
you. And now I'm like, and I really think it's going to carry over the other side, because I am now get that it's a privilege to go for a walk. Because when we're talking to Jade, she's not allowed to walk anymore, you know, and it's a privilege. Is there anything you hope humanity will learn from this? Either slowing down, the way we're treating the environment. Is there anything?
do you know, I think going back to the economy and governments, I think it's really interesting kind of seeing the way that things are being handled. I hope we don't forget how companies, how people in power,
Mm-hmm.
and how politicians are handling this. I hope that we don't have some kind of short-term memory to see how people are responding to this, who's still making people show up to work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I don't want people to continue to be sick, and I don't want people to continue to die, but I would like for money to be destroyed while this is happening, and I don't know how long that's gonna take. I want us to rethink the value of things and the importance we put on money, and that's tough. That's a tough
Mm-hmm.
like perspective to come from, as someone whose money flow has been put on
Mm-hmm.
but ideally, I feel like money has always been too important and a bit
Mm-hmm.
fake. It's a man-made construct, and I look
And that's
forward.
what it turns out to be. Like, ultimately, when we need to, we can kind of pause it. And
Yep,
what we can't pause is life. What we
yep.
can pause is money. And guess what? What a wake up call for the whole world.
Apparently, you know, not everyone needs to be in jail, or not everyone needs to be this or that. It's very interesting to see what were just happening, you know, just kind of learning that everything is a construct.
Everything's a construct. Kemah, you know how many homeless people you see in Camden? There's no homeless people at all in Camden at the moment, because the government's housed them all in hotel rooms, because the hotel rooms are open, because there's no tourists flying in, and
Look
they
about this
can't.
homies at. Where are my homies? That's nonsense.
Well, it's because they don't want people on the street giving viruses to each other, but
It's so
also, but
interesting.
but it's also
That's
interesting that there is
beautiful
homes.
learning.
Yeah, there are homes for people, and there are ways of protecting people and looking after vulnerable people.
It
And
could have
so
been
we need to,
done
John
alone.
Paul was saying we need to demand more from our governments on the other side of this, and I totally agree. Do you have any I'm a feminist buts that are unique to the or that are new for the quarantine? Because I'm a feminist but I find the part of the house where it has the nicest light, so that I do these and I don't feel really awful,
Yeah,
because I have to believe I don't really look as bad as I do on the worst webcam moments.
yeah. I'm a feminist, but whenever I was initially like, when the stress from this hit me, all I could think about was breaking out as a result.
Mm.
I was
Everyone's
just like,
breaking out. Everyone's breaking
I was like,
out.
my fucking skin, man. Like this crisis. Also, our hands are getting dry from all this fucking washing.
Totally.
Nonsense. Also, I haven't wanked since this began. I think that it's like just holding my clit hostage. It's
And on
nonsense.
that bombshell, on that note, Kemah Bob, it has been so incredible to talk to you. I'm going to organise to talk to your nana soon.
Indeed. I just want to say that I was joking about the murder. There will never be any kind of murder or killing. If anything, just minor passive aggression.
Kemah, I love you so much. I miss you so much. I can't wait till we're in the same room and we're legally allowed to hug again.
I
I'm going to be
know.
hugging you so hard, babe.
What
I'm
vibes.
sending
It's
you all my
nice
love.
to see your excellent cheekbones, though.
Thank you. And we should talk more on FaceTime our house party.
Would just start a party.
Yeah, let's check in more often, babe. Because I was
Yeah,
thinking, oh, you're with your family, but I think we need to check in more. I miss
yeah.
you.
Hold the rope. I think. I think
When you
right
need a
now.
London, you need more London lifeline, more London rope,
Yeah,
and I need more rope to you.
to feel normal because I'm 6 hours apart, and it's just different, and I want to
Mm.
still feel a part of my community, you know, and like it's a whole vibe.
I'm going to message you more often.
Word. Yeah, let's hold the rope, Debs, and let us all never assume that someone is taken care of, you know? This is a time where we take care of each other.
That is a fantastic thing. Let's try and check in with a different person every day and make sure, and if you get the feeling that they're not holding onto a rope, then you cast it out more often. Even it can be like little 2-minute talks a day or little WhatsApp messages, but just make sure you're pulsing and make sure. I love you, Kemah. I miss you, Kemah.
Oh, thank you very much, Debs.
Thank you for being on the new normal. We hope it's not the new normal for very long.
Oh my God, what an excellent fucking tagline. Shut up.
Yeah, I know. It's just ad-libbed. It's just the talent. If you're watching and you're from a television network who's looking for new post-quarantine content,
wow,
these two between us. And there's t-shirts every day, and the money from the t-shirts goes directly to the artist. So Hannah from the merch store today will be making up a t-shirt based on something you've said. You've said so many hilarious things. I don't know what she's going to choose, but I will send you the t-shirt. And then the merch store aren't taking any profits from these. So all the merch money is going to go straight to you.
That is so gorgeous. Thanks so much.
Isn't that nice? I love you. I just need to tell the audience, the viewers, you can go if you want, Kemah, or you can hang around. Both of those are good. Tomorrow, I believe it's Jade Adams, our guest. Yes, and Friday, it's Sindhu V. Next week, we have some incredible guests, including May Martin and Aisling B, and I'll put a list of those up on Friday so you know what's coming. But also, I might do a special edition of this at another time to suit your Nana. So it'll be later our time because we really do need to get Kemah's Nana on, and I'll let the audience know when. Love you. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Kemah. Miss you. Kemah's gone. I'm going to, but I'll see you tomorrow with Jade Adams and Friday with Sindhu V for the new normal here at Instagram Live. Thank you so much. There's a bank on YouTube, so if you've missed out on some, or you just need a little top up, you can go to the Guilty Feminist YouTube page and you'll be able to see all of these. We're also releasing them as podcasts on Acast, so you can listen out. I'm going to do a few extras that I pick up maybe on at DF Dubs. So because these always stay up for 24 hours. But I'll let you know as and when. Bye, you guys.